Some of the finer points are fuzzy, but he remembers driving away impressed. While Mike Martz was offensive coordinator of the Chicago Bears 6 or 7 Septembers ago, he made a side trip up to Madison to watch the Wisconsin Badgers practice and to talk shop with their new offensive coordinator Paul Chryst. It was almost like an NFL practice, Martz told Land of 10. I think they learn the game there. I think that's the number one deal there. And I think that's extremely important. I think what they do is slow things down and they do a good job of teaching players. We mentioned this because the NFL season kicks off Thursday night in New England, and the football fates happen to turn up this little nugget of the 32 starting quarterbacks the league is rolling out for Week 1. 2 are former Badgers who worked with Chryst as a coordinator. And 3 of the 32, almost 10%, Russell Wilson in Seattle, Scott Tolzien in Indianapolis and Tom Savage in Houston, had Chryst serving either as their collegiate coordinator or head coach. Jim Harbaugh ain't the only QB whisperer in this league, kids. 3. Russell Wilson isn't only Paul Chryst QB seeing NFL success. Former Pitt QB, Tom Savage, rallied Houston from 208 deficit to 2,120 win. Joe Robinson at Joe Robinson for December 19, 2016. They've been putting quarterbacks in the NFL the last 2 years and most of these guys are just game managers, offered Dan Schonker, general manager and national scout with OurLads.com. I saw Houston, like, what the expletive Joel Stabe is a great kid, a good developmental guy. Tolzien, they're putting game manager quarterbacks in the NFL, which is almost hard to believe. Believe this of the 7 Big Ten alums starting behind center on Planet Goodell this weekend, 2 of them, 28.6%, wore Badgers red. Credit to Paul Chryst, Schonker continued. Paul Chryst still is a great quarterbacks coach. He has a lot to do with it. You have to give Chryst a bit of credit for developing those quarterbacks, no question about it. Lake Monona, the cradle of quarterbacks. When GMs in the league is looking at quarterbacks, they're looking at the ability to transition to the league, Martz explained. Wisconsin's coaches teach them to read defenses, to take the ball from center as well as shotguns, the play action after the 5-step drop, the 3-step drop from center. All the stuff they're going to be asked to do within the league, they've more or less done that. They understand this and they've done a good job of teaching it. Badgers quarterbacks are learning pro-style concepts at a pro-style pace, an elan accrued from Chryst's formative years in the World League of American Football, stints in the CFL with Ottawa and Saskatchewan, and as Mike Riley's tight ends coach with the San Diego Chargers from 1999 to 2001. They know what he teaches. And they're very comfortable with the fact that those guys are going to be ahead of the curve. Former NFL coach Mike Martz on how pro front officers look at players coached by Wisconsin's Paul Chryst. The NFL playbook looks like a calculus textbook to most rookies the first time they crack that bad boy open. Young pups who played for Chryst have already survived a crash course in processing complex equations on the fly. That's why at Michigan State or USC, where they're under center with quarterbacks, or Alabama, for instance, it's a lot easier to evaluate it, Martz said. They're basically taught how to play under center and make the kinds of readers and the tempo and the timing to anticipate throws, where the other systems kind of wait for guys to come open. Big difference. NFL front officers like what they can trust and trust who they know. Chryst has a long list of admirers in the pro ranks, and an even longer list of pals. From the story, Wisconsin coach Paul Chryst sent a letter to each NFL team vouching for Clement. Badgers https://t.co 3 Cagsies 4LC, Dave Heller at Dave_Heller March 2, 2017 Badgers rookies on NFL rosters: TJ Watt, Steelers; Ryan Ramczyk, Saints; Corey Clement, Eagles; Vince Beagle, Packers. Pup list: Tom Oates at Tomo8SWSJ September 3, 2017 Absolutely, Martz said. And I think that's important, because I think HES got a good relationship with guys in the league. They know what he teaches. And they're very comfortable with the fact that those guys are going to be ahead of the curve.